Hello, folks, and welcome back for another day of Advent of Code. Today is day number 22 of Advent of Code. I have not forgotten about day 20, fear not, but I will be tackling it probably after all of the other days of Advent of Code are done. I did claim my star for it the cheesy way, and I will go back for it and do it properly, just not... 2020 has been a year, so probably not this week per se. Awesome. So with that, let's go ahead and have a look at the Advent calendar. So the most recent plot development was that we had a ferry that got blown off course, and then we had to take the shuttle to the airport, fly to this airport, and then fly again to this airport here, and take a high-speed train to the port where we built a raft for some reason. And now we're using the raft to get towards the island where we're going to be having our lovely vacation and not have to worry about saving Christmas, and instead worry about saving our holiday vacation. It's about 2 minutes until the puzzle unlocks, so I'm just going to do the standard setup. And I'm curious what we have for day 22, but I guess we're about to find out. I hope everyone is having a good day. Hey, Eric. What did you think about the way that I solved day 20? Did you go and watch my moment of confusion when I accidentally solved day 20? How did I solve day 20? So the way that I solved day 20 was I realized that this image here had a certain number of waves in it, and that each sea monster had a certain number of characters to subtract from the waves. And I guessed that there were approximately 30 monsters in my image. And without having unscrambled the puzzle and rearranged the tiles, I just took the number of hashes, subtracted 30 times, I think, 15, and submitted it, and I got it right on the first try. So that's how I claimed my star for day 20. I'm really not proud of how I did it, so I'm going to go back and do it properly, but that is what happened. And yeah, so you can tune in this weekend to see me retroactively go back. But it turned out the input space was extremely solution space was extremely constrained, so I was able to guess. But had I not guessed right in the first try, I would have bisected. Awesome. My input is not the character's LS. And yeah, it was pretty damn lucky. But I would have gotten it probably within 10 or 15 minutes of guessing, because I would have bisected 30, 50, 40, and then been able to single step it. I still enjoyed the puzzle, Eric. It's fine. Like, it's not a big deal. Like, yeah, it works a few times, but it constrains it enough that you can then guess it after a couple more iterations. I believe the lockout goes to like 5 or 10 minutes, which is still, given how stuck I was, I think I would have I would have solved it faster that way. So, it is what it is. I'm still having fun, but I'm also not rushing to finish day 20. Speaking of day 20, this is day 22, not day 20. Okay. So we're adrift at sea. What befalls us next, Eric? Space cards. All right. I draw the top one. Move to the bottom. With the higher one, the winner's card is above the other card. Okay. Calculate the winning player's score, which has a checksum on it. Good. What is the winning player's score? Okay, this is a pretty straightforward procedural item. So we'll do that. Wait, am I playing crab? Oh, the crab climbed on board my craft. That's cool. Okay. So, right. Right, so we have... All right. So, we're going to do this the standard way. All right. Actually, this is null initialized, so that's fine. Oh wait, no, it's not. Okay. All right, just constructing the decks. This seems like, unless part B is fiendish, this is going to be a pretty light one. All right. Let's just make sure that this is doing what we expect. It's has prefix, not starts with. All right. Don't need this. All right. So let's make sure that this matches. Second one ends in 25, starts with 22. Okay. But y is... Oh, yeah, that's right. 5, 20, 28, 30, blah, 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 ending in 1. Okay, that's good. All right. Wonderful. So we can now proceed. Cool. All right, so if one player has won, then the winner is going to be the other player. So now we iterate through all the cards, and we need to start from the bottom. So laying of decks winner minus I times C. Okay, so that's the ending code. All right. So now this should be pretty straightforward. We're going to peek off the top. All right. So we just construct this. So the top element of the deck gets I don't need the player number here. All right. And then winner is going to be an int. D0 is greater than winner. All right. Done this in a way that does not presuppose there are exactly two players, which, you know, probably isn't going to matter, but it's easy enough to just do, so I'm going to do it. All right, so now, let's see, I have just a int slice. So let's put this here. All right. Yep, that has a sort function on it. And now D equals D from 1 to length of D. All right. And now, after that, we dex of winner equals append. Let's see, I believe I can use append to put these two things together. Okay. And then on to the end, I'm going to push to the end of this. Yep, that's correct. All right. I think that should do it. Oh. That's game winner, as opposed to the winner of each round. All right. Line 69 has a bug. Oh. Just like that. All right, let's run it on the simple input really fast. Just check some this to make sure it runs correctly. And that yields 326, which should be 306 instead. Okay, where did I go wrong? Value of the card multiplied by 1, multiplied by 2, etc. So I suspect my bug is in here. Let's see. So the game winner here, the top card is going to be worth the total number of cards. Let's just do this. Okay. So 4 times 10 is 4. Oh, my sort's wrong. I need to inverse sort it. I knew I had a problem. Yep, okay. Grumble, grumble, grumble. That was not quite as easy as I was hoping it would be. Fine. We'll do it this other way then. Let's leave that debug code there for 1 second. Otherwise, I could just reverse it, but that seems silly. Right. All right. Do this boilerplate. So this one is different. Okay. And now this is cards. So, oh, I could have done this the simple way, though. That's fine. I think that should do it. Oh, that returned to the pool. And sort.sort. Oh, not slice, that's sort. Okay. So I get 306 the way I'm supposed to. So let's run this on my real input without the debug. And we'll paste this in. And that's correct, not in top 1000, but that's expected. So we lost. So we do recursive combat. So previous round that had exactly the same cards in the exact same order. The game instantly ends in a win for player 1. Okay. Oh. You what? Someone, Eric, were you influenced by the magic card that causes a recursive subgame? Is that what I have going on here? So we might win by playing a subgame. Okay, I understand. Okay, so let's go fix this really fast. Let's make sure I didn't break it. Good. Okay. Let's just grab my part B code. All right. Love how Eric structures these so that, hey Rose. Yeah, the card I'm thinking of is It's called, what's it called? What's her name? Someone's Tale. The name of the woman from Arabian Nights. This one. This card here. This card here is what I assumed you were influenced by. All right, back to actually solving the problem. Okay. Wait. No, I did not mean to do this here. We're inside of day 22 instead. All right. So let's do this. Cards. Okay. All right. So for part A, or for part A and B, this logic is unchanged, which is that. Okay. So if we've conveniently, Eric has provided me with a way to checksum a game, I think. Has he, though? You know what, we'll just do a straightforward comparison. It'll be fine. So how do I structure this? Yes, streaming videos of AOC solves is fine. The main thing is mark them with spoilers so that people don't, you know, accidentally stumble into a solve and have it ruined for them. Exactly the same cards in exactly the same order. So we need a list of decks. All right. So I think this should still work here. Let me just make sure my part A logic is working fine. So that still yields the same previous value. That's good. Okay. Now, before either player deals a card, Okay. This could get longer the more complex this gets, but this isn't so bad. I'm pretty sure that this is only going to be somewhere in the hundreds of games at worst, so I think this should be fine. This should be player no. This should now be I. If we got this far, we have an exact match. And we immediately return player 0. Okay. So, alright, so that deals with the first part, which is if part B, then we return 0 here. Okay, so this should still work fine. Previous player no LM. Okay. So that still works. That's fine. Okay, now the second part. So game instantly ends in a win for player 1. Previous rounds from other games are not considered. Draw the top card as normal. If both players have at least as many cards... Okay, so that is this here. Okay. If part B, then we draw. Alright. Yeah, Bear Person. If you want to go for clarity over speed, go for it. I feel like I strike a balance between the two, in that I'm not the fastest solver in the world, but I do kind of tend to place in the top 1,000 from time to time, although this year has got a lot stiffer competition. But I aim to, I don't know, have a vague sense of urgency while still talking through what I'm doing, answering viewer questions, and so forth. Okay. So if the length is less than the d of 0, then this is not eligible for recursion. You can break out, although it doesn't really matter. If eligible for recursion, then we recurse. As in regular combat, the winner of the round takes the top 2 cards and... Okay. The winner's card might be the lower valued of the 2 cards. Okay. So... Is it possible for there to be a tie? No, because the 2 cards are... The cards always have different values, which is kind of important. Okay. So... I'm going to make this... Yeah, I'm going to make this return the set of cards to place on the top or bottom. Okay. But shouldn't that take care of itself already? No, I should... Okay. Do I need to worry about mutating in place? No, because I'm already... New game of recursive combat. Okay, I do need to copy the decks as I go as well. So that is important to do. I do need to copy the decks when I recurse down, but I should modify my deck on my way back up. Is that correct? Feels like that's correct. Okay. So... Wait. Oh, I see. There's a difference between a round and a game. Okay. I understand now. Whew. This is a little bit complicated here. Okay. But I do want a utility function here. Oh, I see. The winner of the round takes the top 2 cards. Okay. So yeah, within a round, the deck can be modified, and the deck is mutable. But outside of the round, it is not. Okay. Now I understand. Okay. So inside of here, this code gets modified here. So you still draw from the top. Okay. All right. The cards are always going to be drawn from the top. So I don't need to... So... All right. So we need to modify deck, counting for the winner. So in either case, no matter what, okay, this works better if you just follow literally what the instruction says. So we play both cards. And after playing, we take it off the top of the deck, no matter what. Okay. So now, in play. So okay. So at the end, we modify deck to modify deck's winner in play. In play winner. Okay. Now that makes sense. Okay. Okay, now this makes sense. Where is game winner? Oh, there's no need for game winner. Just make sure that this return is -1 if we ever get here. We should never get here. Okay. Now I understand. Okay. So if we're eligible for recursion, then we if length of deck is less than in play from that player number, then we're not eligible for recursion. If we are eligible for recursion, then we continue after having processed this round. Okay. So the winner here is going to be play game of new round of recursive combat. Make a copy of the next cards in their deck of the next 3 cards. Okay. So clones. Okay. All right, I follow this. This is a super fun one. It certainly is doable within an hour. I bet more than 1,000 people are done already. I'm just thinking this through really, really carefully. Golang has a copy, I believe. Yeah. Built in. Yep. Copy dist. Has a copy into new deck from B, and then clones equals append clones new deck. So now we play a new game with clones and scene. So we need to, oh, here. Okay, and now scene equals append. So I need to create a copy of this deck for history because otherwise I might accidentally modify it. So same deal here. All right. Okay, so now we've cloned that, so that should be fine. Clones, scene, and scene should be mutable. So that's fine. Yep. Right, and then finally modify deck based off of the winner. I'm going to continue. Okay. Why am I running Go with an explicit niceness? Because I have found that if for whatever reason I peg a particular CPU on this Cortex processor, it causes my graphics stack to freeze. So you will notice that this, or you may not have noticed this, but by the way, hi, this is running on an ARM64 machine. This is a ARC64 machine running the 5.8 kernel, and it is got 16 ARM Cortex 72s. So this is not an Intel or AMD processor, and it has a few quirks to it, such as sometimes the graphics stack will freeze. So I try not to set that off because that turns out to really ruin my stream. Okay. So sorted is a list of cards. So winner, drawn winner. Winner. This is just generalizing for multiple, more than 2 players. Okay, so something like that should work. All right, so that should modify the decks appropriately. Okay, feel pretty good about that. And yeah, A9 T4 free T4Gs, they're pretty great. So So let's just make sure that this works. We no longer use the sort function. That's true, which means we also no longer use that. Cloned. And then no longer use the outer loop. Yep, that's because I'm just using an explicit return. 7. That's player number and in play. And finally, line 99 has a syntax error. Oh, we append the 0th element of that. Right. Line 84. Yep, that is not needed. And line 113, I think. Yep, that's true. All right, so that still returns the original answer, which is good. Okay, so now let's run this with the simple input and part B. So that now returns the value 291, which is correct. So now let's run it on my real input, and we get 35. Oh, whoops. Just going to iterate for a little while. I may need to switch to using a map rather than searching through the list of previously played games every single time. I'm pretty sure that's what's happening here. But the good news is running it with the nice means that it is... OBS is the thing that's chewing my CPU the worst. Okay, I'm going to let this run for a little while. It's only been running for 40 seconds or so, which I consider to be perfectly acceptable. I thought about using the score as the checksum, but I realized, every value here is unique. So is it possible for a pathological case to result in the checksum not matching? No, I'm not using a VM. This is my real machine, which is why I made the comment that, hey, if I crash, I crash pretty hard. Okay, let's try with the checksum instead. So how can I guarantee uniqueness of the checksum? Well, simple way. I guess how do I make this a checksum? So the number of cards you know what? There still is an easy way to do this. Before we go deep down the checksum route, let's just print out the length of curious. How big does this get? Oh, that's my problem. I've got an infinite loop somewhere. Okay. So my problem is not needing a checksum. My problem is literally that I'm failing to exit this loop somehow. So what's happening in here? Wait, also, there's a problem, which is that why is the length of scene not increasing with time? You would expect that the length of scene would increase with time, so that also is a problem. So that definitely happens there. Play game, clones, comma, scene. Oh, because scene equals space. Okay. Sigh. I see my problem. Oh, that feels bad, man. Also, yeah, okay. Okay. There we go. There we go. That's much more like what we would expect to see. Line 72 has a by 1 error. Oh, I see. I wonder why my previous code didn't trip that condition, but I guess it just didn't recurse deep enough or whatever. Okay. There we go. Let's just print the length of scene just to make sure that it is still copacetic. To make sure that that's growing over time. Hello, Chico codes. Okay, that's better. But now we're still getting stuck in an infinite loop after 4743 additions. So now we have a separate problem, but at least I've solved one source of weird behavior. Great. So let's just run this on my simple input here. So yep, that is 291. So somewhere inside of this for loop here, we're failing to hit the case of exiting. Oh. So where are my for loops? Okay, so that's my only for loop with no termination clause. So if there is a player that has no deck left, then we return the next player. Modify deck must do what I think it does, because otherwise it would not work. Continue the round. Okay, I'm very deeply suspicious about what the length of these is. Okay, so I'm pretty sure this is my problem here. Okay, let's run it on my actual input now. Am I keeping scene across games? Oh, if there's a previous round in this game. Okay. That's actually not true. Oh! The winner of the round is determined by recursing to a subgame. In this game only, then the game ends. Otherwise, this round's cards must be in a different... Okay. Alright. I can totally read, I swear. So that explains why I've got this this infinite loop, because I was supposed to check this condition here instead of elsewhere. That makes me feel real bad. Thank you for the hint, A9. Yeah, I feel kind of bad about this one. I failed to read and comprehend. Okay. So now, let's try this. Line 121. Don't need this argument anymore. Okay, that still returns 291. Run into my real input. Yay. Nice job, Irene's. Glad you finished. Okay. Now what is my problem? So look through each of my scenes. Got this far. We got an exact match. Return a victory for player one. Yep. Okay. Go through and put our cloned representation into scene. Pretty sure. Okay. I'm a little mad that this is going over an hour because it means that YouTube is going to put this in the processing penalty box. Any video that lasts longer than an hour may take multiple hours to process, whereas any video under an hour takes under an hour to process. It's really infuriating. But it is what it is. Okay, what's happening here? So is this just failing to... Is this failing to converge? Sure looks like it's failing to converge because it's just repeating the same sequence over and over, I think. But I'm explicitly checking, so there must be something wrong in this code now. Either that or now this is just literally the problem with hashing and optimization. That feels like that should be fine. Nope, it is making progress, I think. Yeah, I think someone is eventually winning this game. I just need to let it run. Let's see. Let's just pass the depth, that way I can record it. Alright, so let's see whether we're actually progressing or not, because that'll tell me whether or not I have a problem. There's no more prints. I'm regularly progressing to depth 10 and sometimes hitting depth 9. But do any of my depth 9 games ever resolve to depth 8 games? Okay, some of them do. So I am making progress, I think. Wait. Oh, I see my problem. Oh, that feels bad. I wasn't actually using the condition. I was not actually using the condition of making the of shortening the depths. That's my oh, that feel. Oh, okay. Oh. I was wondering why I was having a problem with that. Okay. There we go. Yeah, now we're actually progressing. Okay. That feels much better. So that is a length, not exclusive. Let's just make sure that this runs on my sample input, which it does. It returns the value 291, which is correct. Okay. So now, let's print any depths less than 3 that get resolved. There we go. All right, that's it. Oh. Yeah, this was an exercise in do you read and comprehend. That's literally all this was. Once I had that, it became trivial. Okay. I'm a little mad at myself. There were just so many little details there that didn't work out for me. All right. Well, let's see how long this actually takes now. My problem was that I failed to make the decks smaller when I iterated to the smaller game. So I was copying the entire deck and not the fragment of the deck. That was my problem. I also had a problem with how I dealt with the logic of looking for previous matches. The previous matches only happen within a single game, not across multiple games. So yeah, that was my problem. Let's actually run it and see that it takes a few seconds, but it eventually completes. All right, let's check this in. Let's go ahead and get this video uploaded. Yeah, I feel like I do okay at converting problem to which algorithm should I use. I don't necessarily do a good job of converting text into what exactly I'm into the precise permutations, which is why I kind of have this frustration with procedural problems. Okay, solution, get push. All right, if you're watching this on YouTube, like and subscribe, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you very much.